Welcome back, everybody. I am Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and we're back here for a Saturday morning stream. Let's go. Let's get excited, guys. The markets are pumping. We're pumping, baby. The crash is over. Bitcoin pump time? That's the question on everybody's minds right now. Everybody is wondering, is it Bitcoin pump time? Is the crash officially over? Are we going to continue rallying to the upside here and never come back down to 96K? So we're going to be answering these questions about Bitcoin, where the altcoins are going, and obviously we're going to be deep diving into different altcoins as well and seeing what's happening in the charts overall. But guys, like always, I ask you guys to smash those likes, hit that subscribe, and make sure you are jumping into the chat. Let's have a good Saturday morning chat here about the crypto markets. Appreciate everybody tapping those screens wherever you're at, whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever it is. Make sure you're tapping those screens and getting as many likes in here as possible, sharing out the live stream as much as possible. Appreciate everybody. All right, first off, markets right now. We got some green going on, right? And the daily, we got some green, 3.5%. White is up 15%. ENA up 7.5%. Injective 7.5. AVAX 6.2. Right, having a little bit of move back up. Right, the red is over. At least that's what it seems like right now. If we jump on over to the Bitcoin chart, right, it looks like we've averted this major crisis down to $96,000. Why do I say that? Well, we had a big drop. We dropped below it. We closed at basically 100,300. And we jumped back up all of Friday. We were just pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping, right? And all of Saturday, we just been claiming levels after claiming levels, got back above the previous day high right now. We're trying to get back into the weekly open. We're doing a lot of things here right now, and Bitcoin is moving up, right? And everybody's getting excited. But we need to be very aware of something that could 96K is still on the table. This is why. This is why 96K is on the table. I'm going to explain it here. Currently, we have a gold pocket from the all-time highs of around 112,000 down to the lows that we made on Thursday of 100,300 or 400, whatever you want to call it, right? From that high to that low, we have a gold pocket sitting at 107,952. 107,952 is, where this gold pocket is at right now. We have currently just gotten above the 0.382 at 104,816, and we are slowly climbing towards the previous. We're right at the value area low of the previous week range, right? A lot of confluence happening here. We're starting to re-enter the previous week range. We are right at the premise of a for people that can't see it right now, we have a downtrend, right? We've been making lower highs since the all-time high of 112. The next high was around 110. Then the next high was around 108. Then the next high was around the 106. Then right now, currently, we're right at the next lower high at 105, 400, 105, 500, right? And we have a downtrend that has been forming since that all-time high of 112. What we could see here going into Monday morning or Monday, right? Mondays are big shakeout days. Mondays, we have quick moves one way and then we have another quick move the other way, right? So Mondays are very volatile overall. We could see, whether we see it throughout the weekend, if we see it throughout the weekend, it's even going to be even better, right? If we see a pump throughout today and tomorrow before the stock market opens on Monday, we will probably see a move up towards this gold pocket around the 107. Everyone's going to get very excited. We're back in the previous week range. We're coming to this gold pocket. A lot of people are not even going to be looking for this gold pocket. And we're breaking out of the downtrend. We're breaking out of the downtrend. We're going to create a new higher high. And guess what? We can come right up to this gold pocket, come back down for the retest of this downtrend breakout, lose the retest, not have the bounce, and fall back down again and have an even steeper drop to create another lower low, right? That is what I am expecting to see. I've already warned everybody that is in the Crypto Citadel about this potential drop, right? Because everyone instantly started going short. This is why when we were down at 100,000 on Thursday, I was like, this is not the time to go short, guys. We need to wait for a bounce. We need to wait for a move to the upside before taking a short, because it's very easy. Oh, we lost support. That's it. Start shorting, but you're shorting all the way at the lows. Like, that's not how you take a short. You take a short before, right? Before the big drop, or you take a short after the retest of the confirmation that the support has broken, right? So now we're taking another push to the upside. Everybody that went short around the 100,000 has gotten either liquidated or stopped out by this point in time, depending how much leverage they have, right? So now we're pushing back up. People are going to start rallying into longs. People are going to start jumping into longs. Oh, we're going higher. We're going higher. And we might go a little higher, right? 107, 952. And then we start pulling back again and liquidate all those longs, dropping down to 96,000, really shaking things up here in the crypto market. Altcoins are definitely going to feel it. So be very careful, guys. Oh, gosh, this guy up 18,000 trading meme coins today. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, bro. Yeah. Okay, bro. Okay. Let me just leave it at that. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Sounds like a bunch of fugazi to me, bro. Sounds like a bunch of fugazi to me. Nobody makes $18,000 in one day trading meme coins and then hangs out on random live streams to brag about it. Let's see here. Let's see. Appreciate everybody. Says Crusader, what's the next move for Bitcoin? Well, just completely went through that and covered everything that I'm expecting for Bitcoin to happen here in the next week. We could see that fake rally up to 107 before pushing us back down below 101 towards that $96,000 area. So we have to be very careful about that potential pullback. Papi Chulo wants to know what's up with XRP. Let's go take a look at our good old boy XRP. All right. Let's see here. Let the chart load up. Zoom out here to the daily. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Guys, I greatly appreciate it. It really helps out for anyone that is doing that. Greatly helping. Thank you so much to help me regrow my account because it's been rough out here, man. It's been rough out here. We have another question here. Do you think there will be an alt season this cycle? When is the alt season starting? I'll get to all those questions in just a second. Give me a second here. Let me cover XRP, and then we'll start talking about altcoin season. So XRP obviously tried to make a push up to 227 and re-entering the May range. Then Thursday came, Bitcoin dumped, XRP pulled back. I feel sneeze coming on. We pulled back. Front ran our 205 target once again, coming down to 206, man. Coming down to 206 by just 1 penny. We front ran our target, and now we're pushing back up again to 218. Like I said before, XRP, meanwhile, we hold this green support, we're golden. But if Bitcoin drops to 96, you can bet your bottom dollar that the most likely scenario is going to be something like this or lower, right? Where XRP will lose this support zone, and we could drop between 171 to 146. Whether it's a quick recovery like this or it takes a little bit longer to play out, it's all going to be dependent on Bitcoin. But you can definitely expect a major pullback for XRP if Bitcoin pulls down to 96,000 of revisiting 146, guys. That is a big drop to the downside. So get prepared if you aren't already. Now, to the upside, if we continue moving to the upside, right, assuming Bitcoin doesn't have any crash and just keeps on, moving sideways or pumping up, obviously the regaining the levels, the range for May, our targets to the upside are 229 to 234. Those are the new untapped targets for the month of May. The critical target within the range of May is 242, which is the quarterly average, right? This is an area that we need to stay above. This is massive resistance. We've got rejected off of it multiple times. We broke above it, and we could not sustain it when we came back and retested it. So breaking above 242 is very critical if we want to see a move to the higher up range of quarter one, right? We have a target at 257. We have a gold pocket at 277. And then we have the monthly NPLC from the month of January back up at $3.10 for the good old XRP. But we're not going to see that until we can start flipping 242 as support and holding those areas as support. Now, back to the questions about do you think there will be an alt season this cycle? Yes, there will be an altcoin season this cycle, guys. There's always going to be an altcoin season, right? The only difference is that altcoin season now entails a lot more altcoins than before. And a lot of altcoins now don't really build anything. They're not really building anything. They're just a bunch of fugazi, right? Before, there was a lot less, there was a smaller selection of altcoins that were trying to focus on building real life utility. The move away from real life utility and into the meme coins has really made a big shift in what is considered altcoin season now. But overall, yes, I do believe there'll be an altcoin season. Bitcoin dominance will come down at some point, right? Currently, right now, it's up at 64.63, as you guys can see here right above my head, right? 64.63, which is still climbing up higher. We need Bitcoin for an altcoin season, a true altcoin season to happen, like we saw in November, December, like we saw in March and April of 2024, right? We need Bitcoin dominance to drop. But before the Bitcoin dominance drops, we need Bitcoin to push up to a new all-time high. We need Bitcoin to range at those highs, stay up there, keeping that bullish momentum. And as the Bitcoin dominance is dropping, as those three things are playing out together at the same time, we will see altcoins are going to follow Bitcoin's pump. And then when the dominance drops, the altcoins are really going to pop and they're really going to start skyrocketing. And that's how it plays out. Now, let's see here. Do you sell at 107 on Monday, possibly Bitcoin? So, guys, in the Crypto Citadel, I have forewarned that yes, a push to this 107, 952, 960 area is an area of interest that I am looking for to take a short. I am looking to take a short around this area and see if it plays out. My thesis is my thesis is simply as I said earlier today. We're in a downward trend, creating lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. We dropped below support. We've had a very strong V-shaped recovery. A lot of people were shorting down at 100,000. Those people are getting liquidated or have been liquidated or stopped out. Now, I'm sure come Monday morning, a lot of people are going to start jumping into longs because we're back above support, right? Back above support. And we're going to go jump into longs. Bitcoin's going to move up to about 107 if it does, right? Break out of this downward trend. People are going to be thinking, oh, new high, we're breaking the downtrend. But when we get that retest, right, we'll probably get a pullback, get a retest, and that retest might not hold. That is my thesis, and we're going to continue pulling back lower. Not saying that all of that is going to happen on Monday. Monday, we just might go up to 107. We might not have the major pullback. I don't know. I can't tell you candle by candle, hour by hour, right? Day by day how it's going to play out. But my thesis is a lot of people shorted down here. They're getting stopped right now. They're getting liquidated. A lot of people are going to start longing or have been longing throughout this weekend, expecting a big rally into Monday. They might get it up to 107, and then we're going to have a larger pullback, pushing us back down to 96,000. And that's what people are not going to expect. And all those longs are going to get liquidated. So my thesis for me and everybody in the Citadel is we are waiting for 107,952 to go short, right? If we see some resistance before then or some weakness, the game plan might change a little bit. You got to be dynamic, but the critical level is to go short around the 107,952. Not telling you guys what to do, just telling you what I'm doing and what we're doing in the Crypto Citadel. What about Polkadot? My entry is at 516. Should I hold? Let's go see about Polkadot. Which one you like more, Algo or HBAR? Honestly, don't really like any of the two too much. But if I had to choose one, look, Bitcoin's having a little push right now. 105.7, 105.800, reclaiming that previous week range right now. We're jumping back up. We have some targets to the upside here. All right, but honestly, I don't really like any of the two. I would probably hold Algorand over HBAR maybe. If I had to pick one. Let's go cover Polkadot. Then we're gonna be covering Algorand, HBAR, and Pengu, and then we'll jump back into the chat here for a quick second. So let's go take a look at Polkadot. Polkadot. All right. I'm gonna have to update my chart here a little bit. Gonna have to update my chart here. Just bear with me for a couple of seconds here. So May 1st all the way to May 31st. All right, we got the range. We got the NPOC. Let's get some pivots. All right, we got rejected here at the quarterly average. And let's get some monthlies as well. All right, when you have a new monthly up here. Okay, let me get rid of this one. We don't need this. Righty, let's see here. Where's this gold pocket at? Let me redo this gold pocket here. Give me a second. Almost finishing up here with my Polkadot chart update. And then we can dive into it. Alrighty, here we go. Good old Polkadot. Polkadot. Oh, Polkadot. Summertime. Time for some Polkadot bikinis. All right, guys. So here we go. Polkadot has fallen out of the May range. A lot of altcoins fell out of the main range. No big deal. Came back into the April range, pretty much hitting the NPOC for the month of April, around $3.73. We are pushing back up here right now. We have two targets to the upside for the May range. First one is the monthly average, which lines up right with the value area low of May. So it's going to be a little bit of resistance on the way back up, around 443. We have the naked point of control for the month of May at 455, so right above that. So do expect some resistance here at these levels. Let me draw it out here real quick. Boom. Let me put this in the red. Do expect some resistance around this area. Once we can get above 455 and get back within the monthly, the May range, our main target is the quarterly average of 524, which was resistance back on May 9th and 10th, which really rejected Polkadot and dropped it back down, right? Creating lower highs here. Overall, we still have a higher low from the previous low of April, so we're still good. If we can get above 524, our next area of resistance is going to be between 564 to 584, right? Getting above that breaks Polkadot out of the quarter one range, and our main targets to the upside are between 645 to 737, which is a yearly pivot and a quarterly pivot as well. They've already been tapped, but they still are big, large time frame targets that could be resistance on the way up. And then untapped targets, we have a target at $8.10 with a macro gold pocket at 870 and a monthly naked point of control for the range of December back up at $9. Realistically, if we see Polkadot rallying to those levels up above $9, I will probably be taking some strong profits at that point in time. We do have some more historical ranges and so far, and targets up at 1242, 1753, right? All the way up to $34, $52. But realistically, with the way Polkadot has been performing, with the shift on how this altcoin market has shifted into meme coins and to just other stuff, Polkadot doesn't really seem to be gaining traction and market dominance like it was in 2021. So if we do see a rally up to $9 or so, I will be taking profits. I will create a moon bag, let the rest ride. But I hardly, the probability of seeing Polkadot running up to like $30, $50 like we did before, I think those chances are very, very low. We're going to have a very extensive, massive, generous altcoin season, and I just don't see that happening for Polkadot. Just my personal thoughts. All right, let's jump on over to HBAR. Then we got Algorand, and then we got Pengu, and we'll be jumping back into the chat here. So make sure you guys keep dropping those likes. Tap those likes. Make sure you guys are dropping your questions as well. I will cover all your questions. Let's where's our good old HBAR chart? All right, so HBAR, something very similar to Polkadot, fell out of the May range, came down to the April point of control, right? Down to 16 cents, trying to jump back above that. We need to we're going to have a lot of resistance here around 18 cents. We have the monthly untapped average at 18.5 cents. We have the value area low and the value area high for April and May, right at 18 cents as well. So expect a lot of resistance at that area. The anchored VWAP is right above us as well. So expect this, expect some resistance here, my friends. This is going to be a nice little area of resistance to the upside. Once we can get above 18.5 cents, our main target for May is basically 20 cents. Once we can break out of the May range, our targets to the upside for the Q1 is our untapped quarterly average. We have a yearly at 23. We have a weekly at 22. Those have all been tapped already, but the quarterly average at 24 has not been tapped. That is going to be the next big move. Then expect a lot of resistance between 26 to 28 cents, as it was pretty strong support throughout the month of December and January until we eventually lost it, and then we got rejected on it on March. So definitely expect a lot of resistance between 25 to 28 cents. Once we can get above that area, our next untapped target range is between 31 to 33 cents for H-bar. Those are the H-bar targets. What do they call themselves? The H-barbarians. I hope you guys all enjoy it. That's what you got. Let's go check out Algorand. What do you call you guys? The Algo Bros? I don't know. The Algo Bros. Algorand, same thing, right? Fell out of the May range, came down to the April point of control, down around 19 cents. Actually came down to its gold pocket, pierced it a little bit, and is now pushing back up. Targets to the upside is getting back within the May range, is between 21 cents and some change, and then 21 cents and some more change. So 21 cents is going to be a strong area of resistance to get back above. Once it can do that, right, we need to break out of the May range above 24 cents. Our targets to the upside for Q1, which still remain untapped, are 28 to 29. Those are two quarterly average. One's a quarterly average, one's a quarterly NPLC. So 28 to 29 cents, big targets to the upside for Algorand. Then we have a weekly untapped average around 32 cents. And then we have a big move to the value area high. The value area high for Q1 around 38 cents. Above that, we have targets between 39 to 45 cents for Algorand, which overall, those are pretty. I'm actually liking the setup for Algorand a lot more than H-bar for real. Moves to these first targets up here is about 12%. To the Q1 targets is 50%. To the weekly average of 32 is a 69% push. And if we run it up to 41 cents, that's 113% move to the upside. Algorand's chart definitely looking a lot better than H-bars for sure. All right, now let's jump back into the chat. Oh, wait, somebody asked about Pengu. We got to cover Pengu, and then we're jumping into the chat again. We're jumping into the chat. We're going to cover Pengu real quick, and then we're jumping into the chat, guys. All right, Pengu. Good old pudgy penguins. Good old pudgy penguins, man. All right. We have an MPLC down here. We have an MPLC up here. See any monthly averages? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boom. All right. Got them all. That chart for Pengu is pretty up to date. Pengu, baby. All right. So pudgy penguins came down out of the May range, came down to our monthly average at 0.0097, bouncing off the value area high for April as well. If we hold this area, we're okay. If we lose the value area high for April, which is sitting around 0.0090, we do have a monthly untapped average all the way down at 0.0051, which is a total retracement of about, from where we are right now, 51%. That's pretty steep. That hurts a lot. I don't expect to see that unless we see Bitcoin dropping down to 96K. Now, to the upside. If we can reclaim the value area low for pudgy penguins, our target to the upside is 0.0112 to 0.0114, which is a move of about, from where we are right now to our first target, 21%, second target, 41%. Our next larger move overall is to the quarterly average at 0.019, which is right above the value area high for Q1 and is a 92% from where we are right now. If we can break out of the Q1 range, we do have a target up at 0.025 and a gold pocket all the way up at 0.031, which is a major move of, from where we are right now to our monthly average at 0.025, which is 2.5 cents, where it's 146% pump. If we go to our gold pocket of 3 cents, is a 210% move from where we are right now. So pudgy penguins might get it on here real soon, assuming Bitcoin doesn't crash. Assuming, right? Assuming. A lot of assumptions here. Let me make sure I jump back into the chat. I'm not missing anybody. I appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Let's go here. Let's see. Says thanks. Quant. What about Sui? Thoughts on Zebec? Ada. Okay. Got a lot of more questions. All right. So we're going to be hitting ENA. We're going to be hitting Zebec, Sui, and Quant. Those are the next four we're going to be hitting here. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything else in the chat here. Can you cover IOTA, Graph, and Curve if possible? Man, you've been a while. You've been around for a while, because those are some old altcoins, man. IOTA has been around since like 2018, man. That thing, I'm surprised somebody even mentioned that. The Graph was another one that's been around forever. It used to be the gonna be the Google of blockchains, and yeah, that hasn't worked out. And Curve is a nice little DeFi play. We'll cover all of those in a little bit. What about Chainlink? All right, first up we got Zebec, ENA, Sui, and Quant. Then we got Chainlink, and we got those other dinosaur coins back there in a second as well. Let's go right over here. Let's start covering. Let's go take a look at ENA. Then we're going to be hitting Zebec. All right, so ENA, something very similar to almost all the other altcoins. Came back, almost bottomed out again, right, within the April range. We came up, we tapped our monthly average of 33 cents. We need to get back in the May range, getting above 37 cents and break out of it so we can go for our Q1 targets between 52 to 54 cents. We also have a quarterly untapped average up at 66 cents. And we've got a ton of targets above the Q1 value area high of 73. Between 76 to 91, we are littered with targets all the way up to 95 cents, which is the macro gold pocket. At this point in time, I just want to see ENA run it up to 66 cents, man. That would be a fantastic run. Just from where we are right now, ENA has definitely been struggling. But getting back up to 66 cents is a 97% move from where we're at right now. That would be nice. All right, let's go talk about Zebec, the infamous Zebec. Everybody wants to talk about Zebec. All right. So overall here on the daily, Zebec has reclaimed the previous week range once again, holding support here around the 0.0043. If this support doesn't hold, right, if Bitcoin does have a larger pullback and Zebec loses this support, which it will, obviously, if Bitcoin drops down to 96,000, everything is going to be dropping like it's hot. If Zebec drops below 0.43, we're going to be looking for 0.36 to 0.32 to the downside. Now, within this previous week range, our target to the upside is the gold pocket here at 0.0060 to the daily untapped average of 0.0062. Very simple, easy to go over. Those are the targets for Zebec right now. Let's go take a look at Quant. QNT. QNT is one of the ones that we've obviously a lot of these altcoins have been covered with macro analysis here in the Crypto Citadel. If you guys haven't already, definitely go take a look and figure it out. But there's a lot of deep dive analysis has been posted in here in the Crypto Citadel about a lot of these altcoins. So let's go take a look at Quant here. Quant. All right, so Quant overall is holding up pretty strong here. Quant is staying above the May range, right? Has not fallen below the May range. It's been one of the few altcoins that has actually continued to pump above its May range. So if we do drop back down, we have some strong support here around the $100. Maybe we have a quick dip to 95 cents, right? This is all dependent on Bitcoin not having a larger pullback. If Bitcoin does have a larger pullback, it could drop a lot more. Even with Bitcoin's current drop, it actually held up pretty well. It only dropped from like 119. Actually, that wasn't even on Thursday. It dropped from 118 down to as low as 107. So it held up very, very well. Targets to the upside for quant are 124 and 141 before running for the range value area high of 162. Then we start revisiting some historical targets of 174, 193, up to $200 and higher. But those right now we need to stay above 100. If we lose 100, hopefully we only wick down to about 95. If 95 doesn't hold, targets to the downside could get steeper all the way to $70, potentially 62. But right now quant has been holding up very, very strong, which is very, very good overall for the longer term here. Let's go take a look at SUI. All right, SUI, here we go. SUI breaking through our targets finally of $3.03. We came down to about as low as 286, front running our gold pocket here. We have still front ran our gold pocket. But let me tell you, my friends, if Bitcoin stumbles and has that little bit of a pullback, SUI is going to be going to that 262. Because on Thursday, when we were having that little pullback, SUI was melting like butter. So if Bitcoin continues to pull back, we will see SUI drop down to 262, potentially even down to 220, which would be very big areas of interest for me to dollar cost average. Just obviously, that's me personally. Now, let me get rid of this. I got a lot of these bars everywhere. Let me get rid of this gold pocket as well. So right now, areas of interest to the upside for SUI, assuming Bitcoin doesn't drop again, right, and we continue climbing back to the upside, is 353, which is the value area low of the May range, and it's a monthly untapped average. So we could face some resistance around there. 353, getting back inside the May range, our targets are 388 to 390. And then if we can get above $4 and actually hold that, as you can see, with strong resistance here on the May 10th to May 11th, getting above $4, our main target to the upside is $4.81 for SUI. Downside for Pengu, didn't hear. I believe the downside for Pengu was, let me go look at it real quick. It's the monthly NPLC for April. I just can't remember what the actual number is. Yeah, if Pengu loses support here at basically 1 penny, our drop down is to half a penny. That would be our next big support zone, which is the monthly NPLC for April. So half a penny is the target to the downside for Pengu, which is a 51% drop from where we're at. And that is going to be, dependent on Bitcoin having a major pullback overall. Let's see here. All right, what about Chainlink? Let's go take a look at our good old boy Chainlink. Good old boy Chainlink. Pretty sure a lot of people are disappointed with Chainlink's price action, me myself included. Oops, wrong chart. Just for the simple fact that, it's the biggest oracle. It's connected to everything. It's going to take over the Swift system. It's going to do all this stuff. But realistically, hasn't done much performance at all. The best price action we got out of it was back in December, up at $30 for Chainlink. And now we're back at $13 below a 50% retracement. So very disheartening. Yet people still talk about Chainlink going to $100 plus. Realistically, I don't see Chainlink doing that. Maybe it tops out around its previous all-time high around $50, but I do not see Chainlink running for $100 unless we have an extremely, extremely generous altcoin season deep into 2026, potentially maybe 2027. And I mean very generous, like a very strong long-term altcoin season that lasts more than a month. Then maybe, right? And there's a small percentage that is a possibility. But realistically, my big targets for Chainlink overall, just my thesis, right? Long-term thesis is around all-time high of $50 is probably where it's going to top out again. But currently, Chainlink has fallen out of the May range, like everything else, coming into April for support, which it found around $12.62, which was the April naked point of control. We've been bouncing back up again. Now, the value area low for May and the value area high for April line up, which is a problem, which is resistance, and the monthly average lines up. So expect a lot of resistance around $15, right? That is the target to the upside. Above $15, we have a monthly naked point of control for the month of May of $15.84. And then above that, we still have an untapped monthly average up at $18. getting above $18, we need to really make a big push to get above $20 here. There's going to be definitely some resistance. Above $20, our big macro gold pocket is around $23.65. And after that, we don't have any major targets until we start revisiting some historical moves to the upside around $34 to $52, which is the all-time high. So not a lot left on the table for Chainlink to the upside. Do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. It is Blockchain Crusader. Blockchain Crusader on YouTube. Blockchain Crusader on Instagram. Blockchain Crusader everywhere else, except for X. Blockchain Crusader is too long, so it's just BChain Crusader there. Which crypto can I buy as a beginner? Let me tell you, my man. First thing to do as a beginner is go learn about investing. Go read some books. Go read the Bitcoin Standard, right? Which is not even about Bitcoin. It just teaches you what money is about, how does money work, how money has worked throughout history, and how every currency in history of mankind has failed due to manipulation and inflation. And start to understand how the world of money works, how the game of money works. That is going to give you a decent foundation to teach you how to be a little bit of an investor. Then you have to learn risk management. You have to learn how to take risk and how to de-risk your positions, how to create moon bags, how to take profits, and not get married, not buy into the narratives of these startup companies, of these crypto assets, right? Don't buy into the narrative. Don't get married. Don't get emotionally attached. Robert, thank you for smashing those likes and hitting that subscribe, brother. Greatly appreciate it. Because it is one of those things that people really need to learn, and they hardly ever do. I actually just realized I have been missing out on a whole nother chat. Crypto Billy in the house. What's going on? Remember Comb. That's right, man. Comb for the win. Can you please Alchemy Pay or Wormhole? Oh, man. Good to see you, Jesse Sack Nasty in the house. What's going on? WP, another Crypto Citadel member in the house. What's going on? Appreciate everybody in here. Appreciate all you guys jumping in. Completely sorry I missed that whole entire chat over there. Let's go continuing on moving forward here. You'll get more viewers showing the chart when analyzing. Let me tell you, man, I've tried that and it sometimes really doesn't work. And trust me, I want to do that, but it's very difficult with the current setup that I have. Let's go take a look here. Let's see how long we've been live for already. How long we've been live for? I don't think we've been live for too long, have we? Let's see here. It's been about almost an hour. Almost an hour. What's going on, Mighty? Appreciate everybody smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Oh, look, we have an imposter in the chat. Thank you for joining, because right now you are banned. See ya later. Guys, make sure you guys realize I will never DM you first in any platform, any social media, anywhere, ever. I'll never ask you anything. You can DM me and I will reply. My DMs are open, but I will never DM you first asking you about anything. I'm not going to ask you about how your trading's going. I'm not going to ask you about your portfolio. I'm not going to ask you anything because I will never DM you first, guys. If you're getting a DM from not just me, but from any content creator first, automatically always assume it's a scam. Always. Because nobody's going to do that. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is getting rejected here. Getting rejected off this. Look at this area here. Getting rejected. We turn on, right? Or is our previous day high? Right above it. Monday high as well. Oh no, it's not a previous day. It's our weekly open. Yeah, big resistance right around this area here. Big resistance. What happened to your other account? It got it's gone. That's all I can say. It's gone. I don't know if I can go into the details about it, but basically somebody began to send me messages telling me that if I didn't pay them X amount of dollars, which was a large X amount of dollars, we're talking about thousands of dollars, they were going to mass report my videos and get me banned. And I told them I wasn't going to pay, and they did exactly that. They mass reported my videos and got me banned. So here we are on a new account trying to grow once again. I appreciate everybody jumping out here. I appreciate everybody coming in and smashing those likes. I am going to be heading out. Got to make some videos. Got to do some more stuff. Got to keep updating the Crypto Citadel. So make sure you guys are have a great weekend. Be safe and get ready for Monday because it's going to be feisty. See if Bitcoin has this major fake out breakout, or we're going to have to just go completely dropping from where we're at right now. So until next time, guys, appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll see you guys in the Crypto Citadel. See you.